How do social media and gaming platforms exploit reward based learning and dopamine signaling in ways that might mirror or differ from classic drugs for that people typically abuse?
So I think the way that when you think about social media, gaming, things like that, it's the idea of the reward that you get. You go on social media, you see your friends doing great things, you're happy, and that happiness is exactly that. It's, the focal point of euphoria for people that use substances. Um, excuse me, when you post online and you get a like, that also is like, wow, I'm happy my friends, are giving me that validation. I'm getting that kind of reward from them. And similarly, when you think about gaming or let's say gambling, things like that, you can put the money on whoever to get whatever yards, etc., or however many points. And when you get that response, you're happy you picked the right thing, versus the counter of the negative effects that you get if you were to lose a bet or lose followers or things like that. And so in that same way, it is still affecting, again, a lot of the same inner spaces, your mood, the pleasures that you receive from it. And it provides this narrative of, okay, well, I did this thing, I posted, or I saw somebody's story, it made me feel happy, so now I want to keep doing that to keep feeling happy. And you begin to chase that cycle until, again, your body starts to recognize, okay, well, now this person's always happy because they're always being stimulated. Now I need to decrease how many dopamine receptors or neurotransmitter receptors that we have. And then you kind of get the dullness to life. And it's like, well, now I'm only happy when I'm getting the likes on Instagram. I'm only happy when my TikTok gets shared or whatever. And you don't really recognize it in the moment because it's a gradual process going on biologically that you can't see, but you will feel. And that, again, helps us really align with when we're having concerns about like true addictions to social media or internet spaces and things of the like.
hmm And with that in mind, a lot of people have this concept of doing like a dopamine detox or dopamine fasting.
hmm
It's become very popular. Um, is there any kind of truth to those processes of doing a dopamine detox? Are they effective? And what do you wish patients and clinicians understood better about dopamine and behavior change?
Yeah, so I'm not actively aware of any research backed statements or statistics around that. But what I can say is, again, when you think about from a biological standpoint, your body wanted to be in homeostasis. So it's kind of the idea like I always try to make analogies to working out because I feel like that's something that a lot of people can understand, people engage with. If you work out, let's say 3, 4 times a week, and your body gets used to kind of going through that repair cycle and healing and getting better, if you take a break from that, your body stops that process. You stop putting all the protein towards your muscle and takes it to other areas, your hair, your skin, or whatever, and those things will get better, but your muscle will slowly start to diminish and kind of regress. In the same way, we think about neurotransmitters. When you're in a state where you're constantly being bombarded with ads and likes and all these things like that, and you take a step back, your body is may enter that space of craving of like, oh, I missed this, I want more. But as it adapts, it's like, okay, I'm not getting that anymore. And physiologically, your body does require a specific level of dopamine, of these neurotransmitters, to do the daily tasks of your life, of getting out of bed, of sending the email, of of completing different tasks. And so your body will then respond and be like, okay, I need to make more now. I need better response. I need more receptors to continue the things that I'm doing. And so it can kind of help you in a flow state of, okay, I'm taking a break from this, so your body can then recover and rebuild its baseline levels of, again, these neurotransmitters and the receptors.